Washington Wizards, playoffs or bust this season. Let's dive into their season preview. Russ, Beal, will it work? Let's see. First of all, Russ still going to take threes. I think, again, this season is not going to shoot them very well and is going to drive fans nuts at times with his shot selection. The analytics department nuts at times with his shot selection. Seems to be, or really over his career, he's been more comfortable when he can get to this shot pretty much around the elbow, that long two, when he gets his rhythm and groove going down, that's when he's a little bit better of a shooter. I don't know why he continues to try to force the threes when he can't really hit them better in the post. That's really his skill set, where he's really good down here, and with the spacing Beal and Bertans provide, should give him a lot of opportunities to post up, where he's very effective, again, against smaller guards. Obviously, unbelievable rebounder, super high motor, is just all over the floor and making positive impacts. One of my favorite players in the league to watch. You can find a more in-depth breakdown of his game up at top. But yeah, he'll definitely provide some new excitement for them, definitely make a lot of plays, play with that maniacal energy. Look at the ball movement here. Ish just blows the layup, but Russ even stays with it on the offensive glass. That's just, again, things that sometimes show up in the stat sheet. Sometimes it's just making the extra pass. Just makes winning overall positive contributions, besides the lack of shooting, clearly, which has been his fatal flaw, especially in the playoffs. Bradley Beal certainly can shoot, and he has become an elite scorer in the league. Really does it all. Gets to the rim frequently, gets to the free throw line. Good passer, good finisher. There's really nothing that's a weakness in his offensive game anymore. He's got the mid-range game. He certainly has the three-pointer down off movement and all over the floor. Shoots off pin downs. He's got every skill pretty much in the book. ISO creator, the ball should be in his hands at the end of every game. Deni Avdija, I think, will be the starting three. Maybe they might want to ease him into it, but he's got some flair. The rookie from Israel, the best player in Israel's history, most likely. Got a good feel for the game. Again, little floater he's got down. Shot the ball pretty well in the preseason. That was the one knock on him coming in. But the form, again, does look perfectly fine to me. Certainly we'll need repetitions at the next level. We'll need to keep drilling it. Not going to be perfect. There'll be good nights and bad nights, as Bradley Beal told him in practice. But mechanically, everything looks fine. And I think we'll be able to almost be a Gallinari-type player long-term, certainly not right away. But I envision him kind of as a 3-4 who can certainly knock down open threes, play tough physical defense. He gets a little gun-shy at times. He's got to shoot this ball. If the defender goes under, dribble handoff. He's got to be ready to shoot a little more often. Can't let him go under twice. Again, sometimes just a little bit too passive, kind of trying to feel out his role, but you don't want possessions ending with a Robin Lopez travel on a post-up. You'd rather him shoot. If they're going to go under, at least he's got to turn the corner like this. This was a good one. Attack the rim, where he's pretty good as well as a finisher. He's not afraid of contact. He goes in there pretty strong. Tough kid. Look at this nice little hazy move to get Plumlee in transition. Also likes to play out of the post a little bit. Will back down against smaller defenders, and he's pretty good with his crab dribble, moving in there. That was an area that he played out of a lot in Israel, and it'll translate to the NBA because, again, 6'9", pretty good size for a 3, and I think he'll be able to take advantage of that a little bit. Like I said, good feel for the game, good playmaker. Not going to have the ball in his hands a tremendous amount. He's not really an ISO player, but he certainly can handle the ball a little bit in transition, make the right read. Simple offensive plays will be perfectly solid. Defensively, not going to be a lockdown defender, but certainly guards it very competently, chasing Joe Harris off the screen there. Again, being in a good help spot here. Understands help defensive concepts. He's always going to be in the right spots. He's going to fight, try to contest every shot. Fans are going to like him when we have fans again, but he's got to learn a few of the intricacies, a few of the no-nos. You never do this, help off the strong corner like that to give up a corner 3. He's got to couple little things here in transition. I know the analytics movement's huge, but you never leave the basket right away in transition. That's got to be the first thing you take away, and then worry about the three-point shooters. You also probably don't want to do this. The Wizards are in a zone here, so I'm not sure their exact rules, but I'm pretty sure it was not to leave Svi an elite three-point shooter with the ball so he can dribble right into a three. So a couple little things, again, just need to be cleaned up, but he'll compete. Like I said, this is great effort. Peeling back to Plumlee on the lob to knock this ball away. Good hands that time, and then again, he'll push a little bit in transition. Nice, tough finish. Really likes that right hand, though. He's got to get better with the left. Jeremy Grant, thinking he's the slow white guy that could post up, but great fight by Deni in the post. Great contest. Again, he's not going to back down from anybody. Rui Hachimura I really like as well. You can find a lot of breakdowns I did of him. One of them's up at top, but nice post-game, crafty player. Definitely a 4 in my opinion. Doesn't always do stuff like this, but he is physical when he gets the chance. The three ball looks much improved from last season. That's the biggest area he really needs to improve on. He's been better from the mid-range, but if he can knock down the three consistently, he's going to be a scary player. Nice little even up and under. He's got some ISO game, too, on KD. That was a filthy little move. Also, people knock his defense. Is certainly not perfect, but I think he has every tool to be a very solid NBA defender, being able to switch 1 through 5 at times. That was a good possession overall on KD. Here, great recognition guarding KD in the weak side corner that the Nets were trying to get this short action to create a lob to DeAndre. Rui comes in there, takes it away. Again, he's got a lot of skill and is still a big-time talent. This is a huge year, in my opinion, to really see if he's superstar level or just very good in the NBA. Thomas Bryant fancies himself as a big-time three-point shooter, seems to think he's almost an elite floor spacer. Not quite sure I buy that totally, but he's definitely not afraid to chuck him up there. The issue with him is he cannot guard a soul, a big part of why the Wizards were bottom 2 in defense last season. Really struggles on that end. Here he's going to contest the Joe Harris shot, which probably isn't his job in the first place, but certainly after contesting it can't fall asleep completely and let Joe Harris get the offensive rebound. Also doesn't protect the rim at all. He's a sieve, allowing guys to drive and finish at all times. Also gets crushed on the offensive glass. Low IQ at times. You got to make sure Bradley Beal has a clear runway before you outlet him the ball like that. There was a rare good example of verticality. I'm sure they're working on it with him a ton. It's the biggest flaw in his game, clearly, but yeah, not sure I really believe in him as a starting 5-man in the NBA. I think he's probably the worst in the league at that. Really struggles in space, just like reading these situations like these that just require a little bit of quicker thinking, right? Fake that pass and then drive it. Almost traveled, throws the ball away. I mean, just does not read these situations well at all. Here's another one where he's going to catch the ball on a little roll and then end up taking a tough turnaround that definitely should have been easier than that. Here's him slipping on a Beal pin down. Again, here, shot fake, step through, explode, finish over a smaller defender. I mean, he just he just doesn't move well. He's very awkward on his catches. Again, it's just like everything that's not like a pick and pop and like easy play. He just struggles with like reading these quick situations. Blake is going to take a charge on him there. Also, occasionally can be just odd. I mean, you're down 20 in a preseason game, and he's going to get a dunk and do a pull-up and get his second tech of the game. Somehow wasn't ejected, but yeah, he's got to get his head on straight. Does some ridiculous nonsense like that fight with Blake. This one a little bit better. I like that aggressiveness level. Davis Bertans is most likely the spark plug off the bench. He's one of the elite shooters in the game. You can find a breakdown of his shooting up at top. Only played one preseason game, hit his first shot, and then missed like the next 20. Looks a little rusty, but he should figure it out and be an elite stretch 4 off the bench again. Robin Lopez comes in as the backup 5. He's kind of bought in to be the more defensive-minded guy. There he is, keeping it alive on the offensive glass, where he can make a little bit of an impact. But he's much better than Bryant at not jumping unnecessarily for shots that aren't his to contest, waiting back there at the rim, and then just grabbing pretty much everything like a vacuum cleaner around the basket. Here he is, D. Rose, great verticality on that one. That's what he brings to the team. I'm not sure that he was worth all the money that they gave him, and maybe better options out there. Also, thinks he's a stretch 5. Shot like 30% out there all last season. Analytics movement, after timeout play, my God, they actually ran one for Robin Lopez to shoot a 3 off a pin down. Good result. I know it's the preseason, but yikes. He happens to hit this one, but this is another just good example of the ball movement Russ creates. Again, I don't really love him being out there. This is Scott Brooks' 5th year in D.C. All 4 years, his win total has gone down every season. A lot on him, a lot of pressure on him, I think, this season. Definitely needs to make the playoffs, especially with getting his guy Russ. They just have too many plays like this where, like, what are we doing defensively? That was way too easy. What are we doing offensively? Can't come down and just have this turnover. They just have like a lack of discipline and structure at times that makes them really frustrating to watch. Can't transition defense. What's the first rule? Stop the ball. Everybody's running away from the ball. Landry Shamet gets right to the basket. But when you have Russ, you got a chance to be special, especially with Russ and Beal. There's a great pass to a cutting Ish Smith, who's going to make an extra pass to Robin Lopez. That's their chance to be fun this season. Overall, I think they hover around 500 and compete for the play-in tournament in the East. If you want to know about Neto, Ish Smith, Troy Brown, Jerome Robinson, Bonga, Gill, Wagner, Garrison Matthews, and Cassius Winston, just go to patreon.com/ScottWithBryan right here, subscribe, and unlock a 10-minute bonus video on all the other Wizards and a lot more detail about the team. Thanks for watching. Make sure to thumb up and subscribe.